beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. Now guys, in today's video we are going to be talking about the self-sponsorship route to come to the United Kingdom and take your OSCE exam. Now a lot of people are becoming increasingly desperate because they've passed their IELTS, they've passed the CBT, and they've been looking for job, and they've tried several attempts to secure probably an NHS job in the UK or a care home job in the UK, and is not forthcoming. So in today's video, I want to show you how you can self-sponsor yourself to come into the United Kingdom to do your OSCE exam. Now, why should I self-sponsor myself? You should consider self-sponsoring yourself because it increases. It's like having an 100% chance of securing your job in the UK. So self-sponsoring yourself to come and take the OSCE exam gives you like a 100% chance of getting a job in the UK. If this sounds interesting to you, please like this video, please share this video, and of course don't forget to subscribe. Without wasting any more of your time, let's get to it. Alright guys, so welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here today. So like I said, we are going to be talking about the self-sponsorship route to come to the United Kingdom and take your OSCE exam. Like I said, most times a lot of jobs in the United Kingdom for qualified nurses, mental health nurses, midwife, and generally all cadres of nursing, you see them saying international nurses with pain. Yes, international nurses with pain. So that's why if you are becoming very desperate, it's best for you to consider the self-sponsorship route. Now, the first question now is, who should I advise to consider the self-sponsorship route? I would advise those who have passed their IELTS exam and those who have passed their CBT exam. I know when we get our ATT, what we call the authorization to test. So when we get it, we can either choose to write OSCE first, or we can choose to write CBT first. But me personally, I would encourage people who have passed their IELTS, who have passed their CBT, to come through the self-sponsorship route if they have the finance. Why? Because as soon as you pass your OSCE exam, then you get your PIN. You understand? Because you passed your IELTS, you passed your CBT. But if you have not passed your IELTS, or you've not even passed your CBT, when you do the OSCE, you still have to wait till you pass. So that's why I prefer those who have already passed their IELTS, who have already passed their CBT. It's just their OSCE exam. So I prefer them to take this route if they have the finance. Like I said, it is a self-sponsorship route. So no trust is financing you. You are the one financing yourself. So what that means is you are to apply for a visit visa. Yes. A visit visa at the moment costs £115 for 6 months. Yeah, so you have to apply for a visiting visa. But before you can apply for a visiting visa, you must first of all book your OSCE exam, your NMC OSCE exam. And the OSCE exam at the moment costs exactly £794 for the OSCE exam, okay? And you are being given 3 attempts to pass the OSCE exam. So if you have a receipt, God forbid that's not your portion, but I have to explain it to you so that you can understand, okay? So if you happen to have a receipt and you receipt, let's say you receipt 7 stations and below, you have to pay again another £397 to take your receipt exam. Now, if you receipt above 7 stations, you have to pay the total amount of £794 to retake your exam. Now, like I said, failure is not your portion because my students always pass in first attempt. You're definitely going to pass in first attempt with frequent and rigorous practice, okay? So having said that, after paying for your OSCE exam, now you can now apply for your visa. So to apply for your visa, you are to apply with a visiting visa. Now, visiting visa does not allow you, visiting visa has a lot of restriction, and the restriction is you can only visit for that period of 6 months. So you apply for the visiting visa, you fill in all your details, your bank statement. Now, some people will ask me, what are the documents needed for the visiting visa? A visiting visa is very simple and straight to the point. One of the simplest visa to apply for and to actually get. You can do with yourself. If you choose to get an advisor, that's fine. But you can absolutely do with yourself. My mom has visited the UK twice, and I did a visiting visa myself. Yes, I even give people tips on how to do the visiting visa. Okay, so it's very easy. All you need to do for yourself is to apply that you're coming to visit, but your visit is because you are coming to take your objective structured exam, which is your part 2 of the NMC nursing exam. Okay, and you put that down. You make sure you put your bank statement. Now, if you are working, make sure you let them know you are working, because when you are visiting, you have to prove to them that you are not coming into the UK to stay, that something will take you back. So put your pay slip, put your bank statement, and and apply. It is that easy to get a visiting visa, especially when you are coming to take your OSCE exam. There is a part where you might have to fill your employer's reference. Okay, so if you put you are currently working in your country, you are a nurse in your country, or you're qualified, mental health nurse, or you're qualified, whichever cadre of nursing in your country, and you just want to quickly use your annual leave to come and take your OSCE exam, and you'll be staying for a period of probably 2 weeks, 4 weeks, and also let them know that you have 3 chances to take the exam. If you write the first time, you also have 2 more chances to take the exam. So now, even if you put that you are coming to stay for a period of 4 weeks, you can stay as far as 5 months and and 29 days. As long as you don't exceed 6 months, it is absolutely fine. Now, the accommodation issue, when you are applying for the visiting visa, you have to have an accommodation, because you have to have an accommodation. So if you have somebody in the UK, you have a friend in the UK that can, put herself in the line for you. What I mean putting herself in the line, that can, help you with the address to show that you'll be staying with her throughout the period of your OSCE exam. That will be absolutely fantastic, and that will not cost you much at all. Because if you'll be staying with your friend, it will not cost you much. You just come, take your SK exam, and by the grace of God, you pass, and you begin to apply for jobs. Okay, so the self-sponsorship route gives you the privilege of getting a job very quickly, because when you're already in the UK, you get your UK SIM, you can even start calling employers. Oh, I just took my SK exam, I've passed, I'm looking for a job, and boom, you're going to get a job. The only challenge is you will have to go back to your country, because it's a visiting visa, and they will do your application from there. You can't convert a visiting visa to a work visa. Okay, now if you don't have anybody here, you can also risk it. How do you risk it? You can pay for Airbnb. Yes, and I think Airbnb depends on the exact location. Okay, some are cheaper and some are more costly. Okay, at the moment there are 5 centers where you can absolutely take your OSCE exam. We have Oxford Brooks, we have Northampton, we have Northumbria, we have Northern Ireland, and I think we have one more. So there are 5 OSCE centers. Okay, so if you don't mind, I would encourage you to take this route, because this route absolutely will secure you 100% chance of getting a job in the UK. Because when you come into the UK, you have their number, you call different organization that you've passed your OSCE exam and you're looking for a job. It is far easier to get a job in the UK when you already have your PIN. So if you have the finance, consider taking this route. Okay, if you have any question, pop it up in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay, then that's all. So practice well. A lot of people have just practiced with my videos and their marking criteria, and have passed the OSCE exam without having to do classes. But if you feel you need to do classes, that's fine. You can go ahead and do classes. There are a lot of classes you can do. Some people do the face-to-face classes, some people do the online classes. It's up to you. It just depends on your strength and capability, if you know what I mean. Okay, so that's all about the sponsorship route. It's not hard, and the chances of having a visa denied when you are coming to take your OSCE exam is very slim, except the person does not know how to do the application. It's very, very slim. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you for free, I have mentored up to 10 students who have self-sponsored themselves to take the OSCE exam, and none of them had their visas denied. None of them, absolutely none of them, had their visas denied. Yes, it's very straight to the point. You have to give enough evidence, enough proof that you are going back immediately after the exam, and that's what they want to see. Okay. Now, another question a lot of people have asked me is how long does the visiting visa takes before it comes out? Now, it could come out earlier, it could come out later. It depends. Like the first time I applied for a visiting visa for my mom, it took almost 5 weeks before I got a reply. Okay, but the second time I applied for her, it took just 5 working days, and I didn't pay for any priority. It's just a normal visiting visa without priority. Okay, so it depends. But the thing is, if you book your OSCE exam and apply to take your OSCE exam, you've paid already, and you apply for the visiting visa. If the visa is not out, you can reschedule your OSCE exam. Yes, in all the 5 centers where they take OSCE exam, they allow you to absolutely reschedule your OSCE exam. Okay, so that is not going to be a problem at all. But definitely, I don't think you have to wait for 5 weeks before you get your visa. Okay, and like I said, the chances of your visa being denied is very slim. So I encourage those who have the finance or those who have friends already in the UK that they can accommodate them to come via the self-sponsorship route if they are so desperate of getting a job in the United Kingdom. All right. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I will see you in another of my juicy video. Until I see you again, I love you all. Bye, guys.